Okay, doing a quick video about this puffer jacket. It's basically this cheap Gelert puffer jacket that I bought. I'm going to put the exact model name in the description. I don't have it right now, and no one will understand it through my accent anyway. But anyway, it cost me 36 euros, which is basically nothing for what I got. I'm pretty happy with it. Right, so what do you get? So you get two big pockets down here. These are really big. I'm going to try something quick. Just illustrate to you. This is a liter of milk, and it can nearly fit in this pocket, and there's still space to go up and down. So these pockets are big for the space. They're basically all the way up to this point. So here, and then all the way down. So basically the whole bottom half of the front of the jacket is you can carry stuff inside. Nothing heavy, but something. And the pockets are also fleece on the inside, not this annoying nylon. So they're actually quite warm and pretty just soft and warm. Then let's just talk about the zip. It's a SBS zip, seems quite good. Has a pull string on it for, operation with gloves on. One hand with gloves, whatever, back of the hand with gloves. Same with the side pockets. It's quite nice. Inside, on the left side, is a valuables pocket or whatever you want to call it. It's also bigger than expected. It goes from here all the way down here and to here. So half a liter, 600 milliliters, pretty good. The polyester insulation stays in place because of all the stitching. Sounds possibly obvious, but it's not always obvious. The wrist hems are elasticated. Seem to do an okay job. The bottom hem is also elasticated, which a pull string would be better for me, a drawstring, but whatever. Regarding fit, it's quite this one, I mean, I can't guarantee, I don't even think that they are, maybe they're not consistent in the sizing, maybe they are, I don't know. The ones that I tried seem to feel like the same size. It's not slim fit, but I'm not super slim guy, so, whatever. Close this up. This zip has a habit of catching on its flaps, but I don't even know why they would I might just cut this flap off, because what is the point, really? It's not really gonna damage anything. Right. There's no real problems. There is a zipper garage at the top, which stops the well, let's say, has a chance of stopping the zip from scratching your neck. I find that these are relatively underwhelming, because once you've moved around enough, they basically just get pushed out of the way anyway, and then the zipper scratches your neck anyway. But if it's cold enough that you have to be doing this, a little bit of scratchiness on the neck is not going to be your primary concern. One thing I like about it a lot, basically they just make this the same way as they make a lot of synthetic and polyester based clothing and sleeping bags. It basically it's 2 layers of nylon. they put in between it basically a polyester fluff, which is strings of polyester, and then they do this cross stitching so that the fluff doesn't just bulk up in one area. It doesn't just move around and clump up. Normally they just cross stitch straight across, but this jacket, as you can see, it has kind of a down angle to the stitching, which I think looks better than having it straight across. There's also an abundance of this these pockets. Like, there's more than enough to ensure that the polyester insulation remains consistent across the jacket and doesn't clamp up into any specific area. The shoulder, for example, here, there's kind of enough thing. Forget about reinforced shoulders, forget about waterproofing, forget about water resistancy. You know, it doesn't have any of that. It costs 36 euros, it's just a puffer jacket. But it is polyester, so even if it gets wet, the polyester structure is strong enough that it will still hold some air and still provide you some insulation, and that insulation may allow you to warm up enough to dry off in any sort of survival scenario. I would take this over down in any sort of survival scenario where it's not possible to go back into a heated building. Here underneath the arm, you can see the side of it has also just basically a super cheap puffer jacket would just have this stitch. But as you can see, they have this one and this one too. At the back is what most puffer jackets look like, straight with no stitches. But my point is that it's cheap, and they probably made more than 200 or 300% profit on this because it's super cheap. But you get more than you expect. Pockets have little storm flaps, I mean, these are not going to do anything great, but it gives the jacket like a reference point, a physical reference point for your hands. Your hands kind of feel that, and then they know that's where the zip is, and then there's the zip. You just grab hold of the zip, and you got it. There is actually what the hell do you call this? What is the suppressor? Suppressor is a baffler. There's a baffler behind the main zip, which that's good. Now I use this jacket with a waterproof, windproof, and breathable shell. I think most people would either use it alone or with a shell. In the house, I actually like this a lot. I use this in the house when it's a bit chilly because it's really soft and it's not as light as down, but it's really light and it gives warmth and it feels like basically being in a sleeping bag. Also, when it comes to washing, this is way easier to wash and dry than down. But underneath a good shell, this jacket allows me to move with just a cotton t-shirt underneath at like 0 degree temperatures, moderate pace movement to sort of light movement, anything that's not stopping. For stopping, I would not use this, but with gloves, a good beanie, hat, and a good shell jacket on the outside, this is an asset for real. And if you're sleeping outside and you're going to sleep in a sleeping bag in cold temperatures, this is a second blanket, a pillow, a bit of extra insulation you can kick down to your feet and keep your feet a bit extra, give your feet a bit of extra warmth. It's don't be fooled, it's a multi-use item. 36 bucks. I would recommend it. If someone knows a better offering for that sort of 30 to 40 euro price range, or the 25 to 40 euro price range, please comment. Because this is, I don't know, I had to buy something. I was going to buy this or down, and I went with this because I don't want to lose all my insulation capability when the thing gets wet. I'm pretty happy with it. When the temperatures go to -8, I'm probably going to buy a down puffer jacket anyway. But for for that kind of intermediate zone where the temperatures are bobbing up and down, around 0 degrees, where you can get like 4 degree rain for, it can rain at 4 degrees for like hours. You could just get, if you have a down jacket, it can be soaked. And then in the night it's -5 and your down jacket is absolutely useless. Instead of being helpful, it becomes a problem because you have to, if you're doing a multi-day event outside, doing something that requires you to stay outside, then you have to basically take the wet down jacket and put it inside your sleeping bag and hope that your body creates enough warmth to dry out this cold, wet jacket. Whereas this thing, yeah, it'll be wet, but it's still, the polyester still has enough strength to hold the water up and create air pockets. So it still provides insulation. Yeah, it will still have to go into your sleeping bag. It will still have to be in your bivy bag, and your body will still have to heat it up enough that it will dry out. But it's not going to be a heat suck, because it's actually going to provide some insulation, even if it's completely wet. Not going to provide its full insulation value, but some insulation is way better than the down option in this scenario, which would be, just a cold, wet down blanket that you have to somehow dry out, and you can't put it next to a fire because the nylon liner will burn. And yeah, Gelert. I'll put the exact name of the jacket in the description. Don't forget to like and comment and do all that so I can keep doing this. And if you have any suggestions of a replacement puffer jacket in this price range, €25 to €40, please let me know.